Hi, I'm Susan and I'm going to show you the implementation of our hardware for the project. Our project is fingerprint based attendance system, and we have ESP8266 module for Wi-Fi board, and this one is the XC4636 fingerprint module from Jekar Electronics. These are the normal LEDs. We have used 1 kilo ohm resistors and we have used 3 push buttons. This one is used for enrolling, this one is used for clock in, and other is for clock out. So now I will introduce our software part. For coding we have used Arduino IDE. Here we have done all the programming required for our hardware implementation in C++ language, and then we have created a MySQL database in MySQL server named as MySQL Workbench. Here we have created two tables. One is clocking and another is info. Info is gonna save all the data regarding the employee details, such as name, their last name, their date of birth, their ID number, etc. And clocking is gonna save their activities details, clock in and clock out. And then we have, in order to access all these data, we have created a GUI using Visual Studio. So this can be only be accessed by admin. So it has two pages. One is about the clocking details and another is about the employee details info. So if we give one ID like this for, and we can see this one, and then later on other activities, other buttons will be checked in testing section. Now is the time to test our system. For this we need to upload our program into the system. So we have done a programming in here. After uploading this code into our system, it will try to connect to this Wi-Fi and try to connect to our MySQL server. We can check it in the serial monitor. We can see it is connected to the network and has received its IP address. Similarly, it is connected to the SQL server, and then we can see fingerprint sensor is found, but it doesn't contain any fingerprint data. It means we have not enrolled any finger until now. So we will test our enrolling, clock in and clock out function simultaneously. So now let's try to enroll a new finger. So for that one we need to press enroll button. After enrolling button we can see it is asking for password. So I need to give a password in the pattern of the buttons. So after giving a right password, it will ask for the finger, and then I will scan a finger and then remove, and then it is asking for to place the same finger. So see, we can see the finger is inserted as ID number 1. After successful enrollment of new employee and their fingerprint, those employee can do the clock in and clock out independently. So for that they will need to press clock in buttons and their clock out buttons. So their clock in and clock out function will be notified by these LEDs. Green will blink if it is successful and red will blink if it is unsuccessful, so they don't need to see any kind of these laptop screens. It's the clock in and clock out. So first, to clock in we need to press the clock in buttons, and the red will blink at first, and if the clock in is successful the green will blink. So we need to give a fingerprint. So green blink, it means our clock in is successful. And then we can check in our application, and if we clock and then refresh, yeah, you can see the clock in is done at this time. So let's try to do clock out now. So to do clock out we need to press the clock out buttons, and then similarly the red is blinking at first, and then only the green will blink if clock out is successful. So we need to give the fingerprint. So we can see the green blinks, and it means the fingerprint, that ID is clocked out. We can check in the application, we can refresh it, and we can see, wow, ID1 is in at that time and 1 is out at this time. So in this way, the clock in and clock out details will be saved in the system. So the details of individual employee can be checked during the time of audit. For this one, we have option to generate a report here, and we can press give the ID number. So if we give the employee ID 1, we can see Susan Adhikari here. So we can generate the report for this employee. If we generate report, we can generate it's gonna download a PDF file. So yes, Susan report, you can see, and then save. That exported successfully. So if we minimize here, we can see Susan report. So we can see here all the details: Susan Adhikari, ID, in, out. Similarly, multiple data will be here.